Hi everyone, Jasmine here. And I am so glad to be here with you all today because today I am going to be answering your questions when it comes to blogging. So yay, hi. I'm glad to be here again. I am going live on YouTube for some of you and for some on Facebook. So one of the things I love about doing a live broadcast like this is that I get to answer your questions in real time. So for those of you who are on, I want to hear from you. Let's start by just letting me know who you are, where you're from, and what part of the world you're in right now. Go ahead and share that in the chat or in the comments, and that way I'll know that you can hear me okay and that you can ask questions. Okay, so my name is Jasmine. I've been blogging since 2011. I have a blog called Miss Millennium Magazine, and I have a new blog that's up and coming called Blogging Money Life. That is one that I'm starting with my husband, Chris, and we are launching that soon, hopefully. So some of you who are on YouTube, you're probably looking at the Blogging Money Life YouTube channel. And I know some of you may be in the Facebook group for bloggers supporting bloggers, or on our Facebook page for Blogging Money Life. So yeah, I've done both. I love talking about blogging, which is why I love talking about it with these Q&As every single month. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, Blogging Money Life, definitely subscribe so that you don't miss any of the Q&As I do. Like I said, I do these once a month to answer you guys' questions. So definitely subscribe so you don't miss any. So a little bit about me. I told you guys I've been blogging since 2011, so for a while now, 10 years. And one thing that I do like about it is that there are so many different things, so many elements involved when it comes to blogging. From the technical side, like understanding how a lot of these tools work when it comes to making sure your blog is up and running, to the creative and content side when it comes to writing good content that people want to read, creating products that people want to buy, and just making the world a better place with content that you create. So I love talking about all elements of those things. So with that being said, I'm going to go over to the chat here because I see that you guys are already talking. I love it. All right, so starting with Abundance of Joe. She says, hi, I'm Jody from Toronto, Canada. Hi, Jody. Thanks for jumping on. I'm looking forward to seeing your questions tonight. And it says, you've been reading Miss Mag for years. Yay! I'm so glad to hear that. So really happy that you're here. Thanks for jumping on. And then we have Chris here. Hey, it's Chris. I'm watching from the living room. For those of you who don't know, Chris is my husband. He works on Blogging Money Life with me, and always a really strong supporter of everything that I do. So thanks, Chris. Thanks for being a good blog husband. So as you guys jump in, definitely make sure that you're asking your questions in the chat here, as well as telling me where you're at. So I know we have someone in Canada and someone from the US definitely who are watching right now. So I guess I can start by just telling you a little bit about some of my favorite blogging things that I love discussing. One of which is when it comes to content and SEO. So one of the big things that I know I've been focusing on this last year are SEO and affiliates. And if you guys haven't seen my video that I did, I think a few months back now, where I talked about an experiment I did where I took a few courses on affiliate marketing as well as some on SEO, and I put those skills to the test, and it resulted in me making $4,000 in a single month just from the affiliates that I was running. So all my other blogging income from sponsored posts, advertising, I was making that still plus $4K extra through affiliates. So I know that's something that I have definitely enjoyed doing this past year. I'm happy to talk about that with you guys tonight if you're interested. A few more of my specialties that I would say that I love is Instagram. I'm pretty good when it comes to growing an Instagram account pretty quickly. as well as coming up with a strategy so that you can make content on Instagram that people want to read or to enjoy, watch, I guess, videos plus images. Oh no. So it looks like Topolo, he's at the time difference, so it's 1 a.m. here. He's in Lesotho. Oh, hi, Topolo. I'm glad that you were able to jump on, but that's perfectly fine. There will be a replay of this video, so you can watch it later on when it's not 1 a.m. So yeah, I'll keep that in mind. All right, so let's see here. I'm not seeing many questions, so if you guys have any questions that come up, definitely post them in the comments and I'd be happy to answer them for you. So I want to talk a little bit about, like I said, my projects. One is affiliates. So one cool thing that I've picked up in the last couple of months when it comes to affiliate marketing is that it's not something that you can just put down and just bring in income automatically, especially if you're new to affiliate marketing and making money with it. So to give you guys a little recap, I told you I made $4,000 in a single month with one of the affiliates I was working with. And I pretty much sat back and, put my feet up in June and said, well, you know what, the money's coming in, it's been coming in for this affiliate product. I'm going to just chill. And sure enough, that money I was making slowly declined, even though it was passive, it was coming in automatically. But what I noticed was I had to continue to optimize. To give you guys a little bit of a recap, most of my traffic that I was getting to my affiliate article was coming from Google. So I did a lot of search engine optimization on the article. And what it resulted in is me getting a lot of organic traffic to my blog. Well, something I learned, even though you're doing really well for a certain keyword, keywords also have trends themselves, right? So if you see a decline in that specific keyword, maybe some people just aren't searching for it as much. Like, for example, the product I'm talking about was for a Lumen metabolism tracker. And it's a weight loss product that helps people with losing weight. But I think when I launched my post, it was during a time when people were very much into weight loss, right? So now that we're getting closer in the summer, I don't think that's as much of a concern for many people anymore. I think that first quarter of the year is when people are also thinking about their New Year's resolutions and then trying to get in shape before it gets too warm. And now that we're going into a season where it is already warm and everybody's ready to just enjoy themselves, it's just not as big a priority on people's list. So that's something to keep in mind when it comes to thinking about affiliate products and SEO. Like, your keyword can decline. It may just be a wave because of the season. Or it could be that no one cares about that keyword anymore and they're searching for something else. So something I had to learn was I had to do optimization to my article at least once a month. So going through and looking, okay, what keywords are people searching to get to this particular product, and then adding those keywords. And what I did find is when I was optimizing, as soon as I saw a little baby decline in the beginning, I would start optimizing the article again, and I would see it pick right back up and sometimes do even better than it did before. So that's one thing I wanted to share with you guys. Nice tip: if you're doing affiliate marketing with search engine optimization, you want to make sure you're optimizing your article regularly if you notice that you aren't ranking as high anymore for a specific keyword. So that is my little tip I have for y'all for the time being. I have plenty, so I can go over more tips that I've discovered over the last few months or so while I've been blogging, or in the last month, I should say, because I do this every month, this Q&A. But I see that there is a question that came in, so I'm going to pull that up for you guys and we can go over it together. All right, so first question is from Abundance of Joe. How did you make that money from affiliates? Any advice for a new blogger? I started my blog in January and made a little from affiliate marketing, but I need more advice. Okay, yeah, I'd be happy to help you with that. So a few things when it comes to making money with affiliates. The first is you want to make sure that you're targeting the right audience. When I say the right audience, think about people who are kind of already on that wave to buy that particular product. So let's say, for example, you're in the market to buy a new bed, right? You've been thinking about it for a while. You've probably been doing your research, asking friends about what kind of beds do they have and things like that before you actually buy, because, you know, bed isn't cheap. It's one of those things where you want to make sure you research before you buy it. And you're probably doing some Google searches for beds, right? And not necessarily looking at a specific bed because you're not sure which bed you want. You may be searching for things like what's the best bed for this price range, or who has the most comfortable bed, or what are some of the best brands for memory foam mattresses. Those are the type of keywords you want to make sure you are using in your article when it comes to a product that you're trying to sell. You want to capture the people who are already in the market to buy that thing, as opposed to someone who is just doing some research on beds because, you know, they don't have anything to do. Let's say, for example, I'm trying to think about what a good term would be where people aren't necessarily buying, but they're searching for that thing. What's the difference between a memory foam bed and a pillow top bed mattress? Actually, that's not a good example because they could still, that could be a good keyword. Actually, they could still want to buy, searching for that keyword. So let me think of something else better. What is a memory foam mattress made out of, or something like that? So think about it like that. You want to make sure you find good keywords. That is the first and most important thing that you can do when it comes to writing a good affiliate article. Find keywords where people are actually going to buy. And then, of course, you want to make sure that you can actually compete for those keywords. There's a ton of tools out there that you can use. I love using SEMrush. It has a keyword tool within the platform. And what it does is you can put in a broad term like buy a new mattress, or where can I get an affordable mattress? Affordable mattress could be a good keyword actually for someone who's trying to buy. And then what SEMrush will do is give you a list of other keywords that are related to that specific keyword. And then what they would do is say, okay, here is competition for this keyword, and here's the volume. And you want to make sure you have a nice equilibrium between having enough people searching for that term and not letting it be too competitive when it comes to that specific keyword. So I think the terms we were looking for keywords, when I was doing some keywords research today, you want a search volume of at least 100. The higher you can go with volume, the better. But it can't have a competition of more than, I think we were looking at 50. No more than 50 for a competition. So 50 and lower is great. And that's how you know you're in the ballpark of having a good keyword to target. So keywords, keyword research, most important part when it comes to affiliates. Make sure that you're looking for a keyword that people are going to buy. Think about when you're about to buy something, what type of things you will search for. Those are the keywords you want to target. And then making sure that you have a nice keyword that people are actually searching for and it isn't too competitive. In regard to writing an article, what I recommend you do is look at bloggers who are doing a good job with affiliates. I love, one of my favorite bloggers when it comes to affiliate marketing is Michelle Schroeder Garner. She has a blog called Making Sense of Sense. And I go to her because she has a course called Making Sense of Affiliate Marketing. So I love to look at her website and see all the affiliates that she promotes and how she does it, because she makes a lot of money with her blog, and she makes most of her money from affiliates. So definitely look at other bloggers and see what type of strategies they're using when it comes to affiliates, and it will take you far for sure. A couple of tips when it comes to affiliates for me. I love to make sure I embed a YouTube video that's related, because blog posts that have a YouTube video are more likely to show up higher on search. So that's something that was huge for me. Definitely take advantage of different Google schema tools that you can use. And for those of you who have never heard of it, if you use the block editor or the Gutenberg editor within WordPress, they have a lot of different things called schemas. If you search the blocks for schema, all these little schema things just make it easier for you to show up higher on search. I'll give you an example. One schema I love to use is called FAQ. And what it does is it makes a separate little widget in your article that's an FAQ section. And as you hit plus, hit the plus sign to expand, it like expands out the answer to questions. It not only looks great on your blog, it like makes it look really professional, but when someone searches and finds your article on Google, you now have a little FAQ section below your article, which makes your article definitely stand out on Google search. So taking advantage of some of those things. I can go on and on about all the little tips you can do for an article when it comes to making it sure it's a good affiliate. But what I'll do instead, just to save you some time, is I'm going to give you the link to one of my articles, one that does really well for me, and that is to my Lumen Metabolism Tracker affiliate article I wrote. Here is a link to my affiliate article. Go ahead, dissect it, and see like some of the things that I'm doing there with it, and I think it'll be very helpful for you when it comes to just knowing what type of strategies I'm using, little tips here and there to make it so that it takes off. So really good question. I hope that that was helpful for you and that it helps you bring some more income in for your affiliates. So good question, Jody. Thank you for sharing. All right, so let's go on to the next one because I see them coming in here now. This one is from Alicia. Oh, she said she's on her husband's account right now. Sorry. I wanted to ask about using starter templates on WordPress. I used it today, and there is some code added into my site that needs to go. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by starter templates. So maybe you can give me a little bit of more context here when it comes to what you're referring to. I don't know if you're talking about like a page or a blog post. Let me see here. So you have another part to your question. Any ideas on how I can get rid of the code? It's not exactly showing up when I try to edit the page, but the code has images and text up on my site. Yeah, that sounds really strange. And I would love to hear more about it so I can help you out there. A few questions I have about this. Are you working in WordPress, first of all? And then for templates, is it like an outline for a blog post, or is it like HTML code that has been uploaded? I can't say that I've actually used any templates when it comes to an actual blog post, but I'm happy to help in any way that I can when it comes to just sharing some details there. Let's see here. Starter templates on WordPress. Yeah, I don't think I have any other things I can add to that. So while I wait for Alicia to add some more details here, I have another post here from Jody. That was really good. Thanks. Yay! I'm glad it was helpful. I can talk about affiliate stuff all day because it's like my world right now. But I think one of the biggest takeaways was that you have to optimize for sure. Oh, okay. So Alicia says yes, and WordPress is an entire demo site. Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm guessing this is different than a theme in WordPress for a demo site. What I would say, if you're working with a theme, a lot of times what you can do is just start a new page or start a new blog post. And, you know, if there's certain code that you like from that particular I guess demo site that's there, then you can just kind of copy and paste it in yourself. That would be my first thought if I saw something like that happening. But typically, wherever you bought this from, I think something that I've done before when I bought a theme and I didn't know what I was doing, which was recently. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a tech person. I'm not that tech savvy. I'm tech savvy enough, you know, to be able to handle myself, like doing some basic HTML code. But if I'm being 100% honest, I have a tech team that I use, or a tech service. I work with WP Tech Support, and they pretty much I just submit a ticket to them whenever I have problems, and they answer as many questions as I go from there. Alicia said, "Oh, me either." I can give you. You know what? I'll give you a link to my. It's an affiliate link for me, but for WP Tech Support, they are amazing. And what I love about them is they're pretty fast. They'll get back to you within within a few minutes of you submitting a ticket. They may not have an answer for you immediately, but they'll acknowledge you and get back to you quickly. There you go. Whoops. I'm seeing WP tech support because it makes a big difference for sure, having some help with a lot of these things. And I know another thing I was going to say is that wherever you bought this from, like they typically have some type of support for you as far as like being able to there you go. I have to disclose this is an affiliate for you. They have some kind of support to help you get it set up. Like I know I bought a theme from Restore 316 and they were amazing. I said, listen, I downloaded this theme and I know it's supposed to be easy because you have all these templates and stuff for me to use. And I have no idea what I'm doing. Please help me. And I pretty much gave them a login to my site and they went in and adjusted everything. So it was super easy for me to just grab their, they had like demo pages and demo blog posts I could just choose from and go from there because I was not getting anywhere with just out of package situation there. So I hope that it's helpful going to WP tech support. Okay, yeah, so good. I'm glad you're gonna look into WP tech support. Sorry, I'm not as much help there when it comes to a technical thing, especially when I can't look at your screen. Alicia, I know that you're in the Blogging Money Formula Facebook group. So what you could do is, can you take some screenshots or do like a Loom video for me and post it in the group? And I'd be happy to like go through in more detail with you as far as like whatever issue you're facing and try to help resolve that with you, just to see if there's any little things I can help with in the meantime before you go to WP Tech Support. Because I know that is a paid service that you need to look into. So, all right, let's see here. Another question from Jody. Any tips on creating a lead magnet that will turn my website visitors to email subscribers? Any other tips on growing my email list? All right, really good question because the email list part is probably one of the most important things when it comes to your blog, right? You want to make sure you're getting email subscribers because they are eventually going to turn into buyers, hopefully, for you. So one, let's answer the question about a lead magnet. When you create a lead magnet, it should be something of value, something that, you know, when you think about it, you're probably like, oh, I don't know if I should give this away for free because it's such a good value. Maybe I should sell this. If you're having those kind of thoughts, it's probably a good lead magnet. And the difference, this is how you know if you should sell it or if it should be a lead magnet. How long did it take you to create it? If you are able to create it, you know, within an hour, hopefully within 30 minutes, it should be a lead magnet, even if it does serve a huge value. If it takes you more than that to create it and it's a great value, it should probably be something you sell. It should be a course or whatever. Some good examples of a good lead magnet. It can be some type of printable, which I think is something that a lot of people rely on when it comes to blogs because it works, right? Just make sure it's something of value. If you're really wondering, like, well, what can I actually provide of value? Think about something that you've already created for your business because you noticed that it didn't exist before, and then give that away for free. I'll give you a couple of examples of things that I've created and started giving away for free. Just because it was a great value to me. I made a social media tracking document in Excel, right? So I use this sheet and it helps me keep track of where all my followers are on social media and really easy to track. It's color coded. I made it really pretty and it didn't take that long to set up. So that's something that I give away to my readers for free. The other thing you want to keep in mind when it comes to your lead magnet, however, is that it must be something that's going to attract your future buyers, right? So let me take a step back. What is your blog about? Are you blogging about parenting advice? If you are, you don't want to give a freebie about blogging because you're going to attract a bunch of bloggers to your email list. If your blog is about fashion, you don't want to give, you know, a freebie for, you know, some art thing that you did in the past. It should be related to whatever product you can see yourself making in the future. And I know it's hard if you haven't come up with a product yet. So think more about what you like to do and then what you are getting good at, you know. So I know, for example, for me, a product that I sell is Blogging Money Formula. It's my course where I teach bloggers how to make money with their blog. And that means I have to get bloggers into my email list. So I created a list of 150 sponsored posts channels where they can sign up for. And I made this because this is something that I was curating for myself for years. I found one great sponsored post website, loved it. And then I said, man, it'd be great if I had more of these so that I can get even more opportunities. So I just continued to search, and then I would remove stuff from the list as some of these companies, didn't exist anymore. And then I would add more things to the list. So now I just, give that to people for free. And it's something that I continue to update. So just think about things like that, things that are one related to your audience that you are talking to, and then things that you can create really quickly. Your freebie should not take more than an hour to make. And if it does, you should probably be selling it. So I hope that helps. Any other tips on growing your email list? Yes, make sure you are promoting those freebies. So for my blog, all of my freebies are treated like a blog post. And I'll tell you what I mean when it comes to promotion. For every blog post I publish, I make sure that it goes on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and Instagram, the typical thing. You share them on all your social media channels. Well, when I create a freebie, I create social media images for that freebie as well. And I make a point to share a freebie that I own, that I have every single day. So I have about eight different freebies. So Mondays, I share freebie 1. Tuesdays, I share freebie 2. Wednesdays, I share freebie 3. Thursdays, I share freebie 4. And I just share like I would any blog post that I have. I use my social media images. I make sure it links to the page where they can sign up for it. And yeah, that's one way to make sure that you're consistently getting people to sign up. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of work, but what I will say is if you use a tool that does this for you automatically, you don't have to worry about doing it yourself. I use a tool called Social Bee. And what I love about Social Bee is you can create a social media image or post and it recycles them. So if I have, let's say 50 different posts in Social Bee in a folder, once it gets through all 50 of those posts, it starts over again for post 1 and keeps going through all of those posts. So using that tool makes it a lot easier when it comes to that. I think I have an affiliate for Social Bee as well. Let me just double check. I'm not sure if I'm an affiliate for them or not. And it looks like I probably am. So I'll use a link to that. I think it's a really great tool, and they're not all that expensive, especially when there is a affiliate, a sale on Sumo, or what's it called? AppSumo. Yep. I got a lifetime subscription to Social Bee. I think I paid like $50 for it. So it's nice not having to pay a monthly fee for a tool like this as well. All right, so I'm putting that in the list as well for the Social Bee situation. So I hope that helps. Also, think about all the places where you can promote your list. A few places that I think people forget. Social media, obviously you should be promoting on social media for your freebie. It should be on your homepage. It should be in your sidebar on your site. It should be at the bottom of your blog post. If you go on my website, you'll see my freebies are on all these places, are in all these places. If you are on Facebook, you have a little button where people can click to go to your website. Switch that out, change your banner on Facebook to talk about your freebie and make sure that the link goes to your freebie instead. If you use Linktree on Instagram, you have a bunch of places where you can put links to. Make sure your freebie is one of those links. I'm trying to think where else I put my freebie on my site. Those are a few to think of. But think about all the places where you can possibly share your freebie on your website. And I think that'd be a good start as far as growing your email list. I know that seems really like, one, a lot of work, and two, like, does that actually work? Yes, it does. It's helped me. I went from getting like 1 subscriber like a week to getting several a day. Just switching those things out, and it's pretty much happening on autopilot at this point. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Good question. All right, I'm going to speed up answering these questions because now I see I'm getting a bunch and I don't want to miss any of them. So let me make sure I'm getting answers for you all. All right, Lisa, definitely thank you so much. Yeah, no problem. Of course, Alicia. All right, so this one comes from Malaya. I've spent so much money on my blog. What's a ballpark estimate of how much it should cost to start your blog? Oh man, that's a great question. And it's so funny you say that because just 2 weeks ago, I made a video talking about how to start your blog in 2021. It shouldn't cost that much, long story short. I know that when I first started my blog, I got a loan from my boyfriend, my now husband, for 300 bucks. And that $300 lasted me like 6 months as far as like getting my blog up and running and getting everything that I needed. You need hosting, obviously. And, you know, hosting can be as low as like $2 a month, $2 a month, you know, so that's not super expensive when you're first starting out. I think you'll need a theme, and that's just to make sure that your site looks beautiful. I love going with Restore 316. They're a really good place where they have beautiful themes and they're super highly customizable. And I think a theme can run anywhere from 50 to probably 50 to 80 bucks for your WordPress theme. So where are we at now? So that's like $2 a month. So it's like what, $24 a year plus a theme for, let's say, $80. So we're looking at $100 there between that. And then if it comes to tools, as far as like doing things with your blog, there are a ton of free tools out there. So I don't think you really need to spend any money on tools when you're first getting started, like social media sharing tools or posting on a Tailwind or anything like that. I don't think you need to spend money on those things because you're still just ramping up, trying to get your blog started, trying to get your content up, and yeah, and just going from there, trying to make money. What I would focus on outside of that, I don't think you necessarily need anything else outside of maybe getting your domain. You need to buy your domain, and that can vary depending on what domain you have. But even that shouldn't be all that expensive. I think I pay like $15 a year or $15 for like 2 years for my domain. And yeah, that's about it. Maybe a little over $100 to get your blog started. But don't get caught up in all the little tools and things to make your life easier. All you need to do is once you get your blog set up, get your main pages going, like your About Me page, and get some blog posts going, figure out your categories, and make sure that you are publishing content in those categories. And more importantly, I would say get started on affiliates as soon as possible. There's a lot of affiliate networks you can sign up for. Those are free, like Commission Junction, Impact Radius is another one. Flex Offers, another great one. If you want to just search affiliate networks, there are a ton that come up and they don't cost anything to join them. And then just start implementing some of those affiliate strategies I talked about before. For those of you who are watching the replay, you can rewind back to that part where I talked about all the different things I did to make money with affiliates. I made 4K in a month. And this is coming from someone who was crappy. I was so bad at affiliates. I didn't make money with affiliates consistently, you know, for all my time of blogging. I started, failed at it, and just never came back to it, you know. I came back to it after taking some classes and stuff, and yeah, it was pretty simple to do. So yeah, I will start, you know, start with doing things to educate yourself on affiliates and promoting affiliates on your blog. And as you bring in more income, definitely spend money on tools that make your life easier. Spend money on virtual assistants and stuff like that. I think everyone's expenses vary for their blog depending on like how big it is and how many things they're trying to do with it. But when you're first starting, I don't think it should cost that much more than $100 to get you going. And that could cover you for a full year. But that is a good question. Very good question. All right, question from Alexis. She says, any tips to come up with titles for freebies and digital products? Oh yeah, so when it comes to freebies and digital products, you want to make sure that you are picking a title that is very action focused. So, or action focused or goal focused. So I'll tell you, for example, if you have a product that teaches people how to code, right? I think learning how to code is important. It's cool. I think it's trendy right now. But instead of talking about, you know, how to code course, tell them what is the result? What do people really want when it comes to learning how to code? Do they want freedom from their job so they don't have to do that anymore? Do they want to make more money? Is that what their main goal is? Try to focus on things like that. So make more money with coding. That can be the name of the course instead of learn how to code, and that's it. So think about what the actual result is that people want. And something I've learned is it's hard to know. People don't know what they want, right? When it comes to an actual product, people know what they want when it comes to their goals and their dreams. And your job as a blogger or as a content producer is to kind of fill that gap. How do you help them get to their goals faster? So I know that's something that I struggle with. I was showing people with some of the courses I created, like, this is how you start your own business and make money on the side and all this other stuff. But instead, I was focusing on, the result. Like, this is how you make money, or this is how you get a side hustle started. That's what I did. I made a product called How to Start a Side Hustle. And when you think about that, it's like, oh, that's a lot of work. I don't have time to do a side hustle. That's how people were thinking about it. And that was my first product that flopped. Okay. My second product that did way better is Blogging Money Formula, where I show people this is how you make money blogging, period. And because that's the result. I want to make money with my blog. And there's a lot of steps you need to take from, not having a blog at all to making money with it. And I kind of show people each of those steps in my course. So that's the first thing. Keep in mind, what result do they want, and tell them the result in the title. So, like people say, I want to lose weight. You wouldn't make a course called Lose Weight today. You'll make a course that says how to have flat abs, or how to get 6-pack abs, or how to look sexy in your bikini this summer. You want to do things like that to make people visualize what that result is going to be for them when you come up with your title. So that's the first part. The second is just use a tool. I use a free tool called Headline Analyzer, the Headline Analyzer tool from CoSchedule. I'm not an affiliate for them or anything, but I think they do make you create an account now. It's still free. They have a paid version as well, but I use the free version, and it makes it so that people are more likely to click on your titles. So a combination of knowing what people's desires are and putting that in your title, and then running it through the Headline Analyzer tool, making sure you get a score of 70 or more. And that should help you go really far when it comes to coming up with a good title. So really good question. Malaya says, I need the list. I think you're talking about my list of sponsored posts that I talked about earlier. Let me see if I can grab that for you really quick. Sponsored posts, sign up. There it is. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling it up for you. And for those of you who are just joining, here's my list of 150 influencer networks. And it's one of my freebies that I give away. And it's just a list I've come up with when I was looking for sponsored posts networks. I came up with when I was searching for different places where I can apply for sponsored post opportunities. And I already had the list. I just made it a little bit prettier, and then I started giving it away for free. And that's how I get people on my email list. So definitely check it out. It's very helpful if you want to apply for different sponsored post opportunities and make some money. All right, so that is for you in the comments, Malaya. What else do we have here? Oh, wow. I didn't get through all my questions yet. All right. So this question says, what's the magic for Pinterest? Every blogger swears by it, but I have not cracked the code. High impressions, but low click-through to my site. Oh, really good question. All right, so for Pinterest, I'm a fan until I started going into all of my search engine optimization stuff. Pinterest was my #1 resource where I was getting most of my traffic until I did more SEO stuff, and now I get most of my traffic from SEO. I think when it comes to Pinterest, the code is making sure, one, you're getting enough eyeballs on your pins, and the second is making sure you are making new pins regularly. Pinterest recently had an update. I think recently was like last year sometime, where they said, we don't like old pins anymore, we want new stuff. So something I do, I told y'all how I am regularly sharing my old content on social media. And what I do is once I get back to a rotation where I'm like, okay, it's time to share this blog post again, I'll go ahead and create new pins for that article and share them on Pinterest. And I've noticed since their algorithm changed, I get way more traction to my newer pins than I do my older ones. So making sure that you are regularly updating pins for your posts, or something you can do. When I typically make a blog post, I do 3 pins. I'll put all 3 pins in the article, but I share them one at a time on Pinterest. So once one pin has already been shared on all of my group boards and in Tailwind tribes or Tailwind communities now, then I know I can share the next one and see if that one has more traction. This is really good to do too, doing multiple pins, because then you can see what stands out more to people and what is more interesting to them. Every time, without fail, I'll do 3 pins. I'll share all 3 pins. And it's always the pin I like the least is the one that takes off on Pinterest. So that's another something I've noticed. I don't know if it has something to do with my eye. Maybe I'm viewing it wrong or whatever, but people click on the one that you like the least. So if I notice that people are clicking on a specific pin, I'll make sure to kind of look at that and say, okay, why are people sharing this one more as opposed to the other? So I'll take that design into consideration when I make my next pins for it. So that's what I will say. Honestly, my biggest breakthrough with Pinterest has been Tailwind. I have a Tailwind account where I have unlimited Tailwind communities. And for those of you who have never used Tailwind or have never used their community section, it is amazing. Pretty much what it is, if you've ever been in one of those Facebook share groups where you say, hey, you share my blog post and I'll share your blog post, that's pretty much what Tailwind communities is, but for pins. And what I like about it is that they're broken up by categories. So you don't have to worry about sharing stuff that you don't like. In these groups, I'm in one that's for just finance bloggers. All we share are finance blogs, right? And I can scroll through and see which ones I like, and I share those in my finance groups in Pinterest. Well, what Tailwind Communities does is they're keeping track. They say, okay, Jasmine, you shared 5 of your pins, but you only reshared 3 of other people's pins. So you need to go ahead and reshare 2 more so that you're even. You're not sharing more of your content than you are sharing other people's content. So that's what's really cool about Tailwind Communities. There's a lot more accountability there, and it's easier to pick different pins that you want to share. So that has been my groundbreaking part of Pinterest, is discovering Tailwind Communities specifically. It's nice having Tailwind as a scheduling tool, but I really, honestly, I'm there for the communities. Even though I know Pinterest has gone through a lot of different algorithm changes recently, that hasn't been all that awesome. But I still see success with using Tailwind Communities. Anytime I'm posting on Tailwind Communities, I always see an immediate lift in my traffic by doing that. So that would be my suggestion. Tailwind, you should be able to sign up for free for them. And I think you get 5 communities for free when you sign up for them. I am also an affiliate for Tailwind, and I can share my affiliate link with you as well. I think if you use my affiliate link, you should get like, I think it's like $15 or something if you wanted to put it towards a paid account. You don't have to if you don't want to, but there is my link that you can use for that. Perfect, perfect. All right. Malaya says she wished she waited for the extras she bought. Oh no, I'm not sure what extras you purchased. I gave you the list of different things. Oh, because you asked a question about you spent too much money on your blog. Yeah, it's better to wait, but you never know. You may end up using some of those extras. So something that I do, I've definitely done that myself, where I've spent money on something and then realized like, oh, I don't need this right now, or I'm just not mentally there. But you may get to a point in your blog where eventually, yes, you do need this thing that you've already paid for. So put in a nice little Google folder for yourself and just make a point to come back to it when the time is right. And that should be able to help you out there when it comes to being able to use some of those things you paid for in the past. I'm sure it's going to happen again. You know, sometimes I paid for things and I didn't like it. The blogging resource or whatever, it wasn't as helpful as I thought it should have been, or maybe I already knew most of the things that were being shared. And if that's the case, definitely double check to see if they have a return policy, depending on when you purchase it. I know a lot of places have like a 30-day money back guarantee or something. So yeah, definitely do that. And of course, you can always come back to my Q&As and ask questions every month, and I'm happy to answer them. So glad to see that. Yay, Jody said, thank you so much. I'm glad it was helpful, Jody. All right, let's see. What other questions do we have? Oh, I'm not seeing any others. All right, so definitely I'm looking through to make sure I'm not missing any other questions here. But if you guys have more questions for me, definitely share those, and I'd be happy to get that going for you. All right. So, any other questions? Nope, I'm not seeing any others. All right, so a little recap. We talked about a lot here today. We talked about my affiliate strategy and just things that I've done to bring in pretty good income with affiliates. You know, we started talking about that. We talked a little bit about growing your email account and different things you can do to make a really good freebie, and also making good titles for freebies as well as titles for products. So I think that's pretty good. We had a little bit of a tech discussion, and you guys discovered that I am not all that tech savvy, but I can definitely click a couple of buttons and message WP tech support. But you know, I'm happy to jump in with that with you, Alicia, later on too, if you have any more tech issues. And then what else here? How much you should spend on your blog? We talked about that, which is pretty good. Really good question. And then I gave you guys a lot of links as well. Oh, and then another question was, what's the magic of Pinterest? We talked about Pinterest a little bit in Tailwind. That's one of my favorite tools to actually promote because it's been just huge for me. So yeah, we talked about a lot today. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. If y'all have any other questions, feel free to jump in here and throw them in there. I definitely continue to watch these videos later down the road and answer questions like just in the comments. So if you come up with some while you're watching the replay, definitely post it and I'll be happy to answer there for you. Again, I do this every single month. I do a Q&A. So if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, Blogging Money Life, definitely do that so that you can get notified whenever I go live. And I think the next one is going to happen. Give me 1 second, you guys. I'll tell you exactly when you can expect to see the next live Q&A with me. That is going to happen on August 25th. So I always have it at the same time, 6 p.m. It's just convenient for me. I'm sorry for those of you who are on the other side of the world. It just sucks that you can't come, but there's always a replay, so you don't have to worry as much about that. So yeah, that's it. That's it in a nutshell, you guys. I am glad that you were here. I think y'all had some really good questions for me, and I will see y'all next month. Bye, everyone.